What if the numbers you've been ignoring were the exact keys you needed to shift your life? Not by chance, but by alignment. In the chaos of daily life bills, stress, uncertainty, it's easy to feel like abundance is slipping through your fingers. But what if your breakthrough isn't lost, just waiting for the right energy to meet the right moment? That moment is May 15th, 2025. This isn't a random day. According to Buddhist teachings and cosmic alignment, it's a rare energetic window when 6 powerful numbers rise to the surface, not just to help you win big, but to realign your path with clarity, peace, and real prosperity. These aren't lottery tips. They are spiritual tools. And if you've been feeling stuck mentally, emotionally, or financially, this may be your invitation to step forward. Before we dive in, give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss insights that could shift your path. And here's a simple yet powerful challenge. Comment below. I welcome growth and harmony into my life. This single intention might just be the spark your journey's been waiting for. Let's begin part 1. Number 6. Wealth built on the 6 perfections. There's something humbling about the number 6. It doesn't scream for attention. It doesn't rush ahead or chase glory. Instead, it stands quietly in the background, stable, balanced, and full of spiritual depth. In Buddhist teachings, the number 6 is profoundly symbolic. It represents the 6 perfections paramitas, which are 1. Generosity dana, 2. Morality sila, 3. Patience ksanti, 4. Diligent effort, varya, 5. Meditative concentration dhyana, 6. Wisdom, prajna. These aren't just ideals, they are practices that lead to the kind of wealth that doesn't fade or fluctuate with the market. Instead, it's a wealth built from within, grounded in peace, purpose, and resilience. A jug fills, drop by drop. The Buddha. Let's be honest. In today's fast-paced world, we've been conditioned to expect instant results. Fast money, fast success, fast gratification. But the number 6 reminds us of a different rhythm, the power of steady growth. It's about doing the right thing consistently, even when no one's watching. Choosing patience over panic, integrity over shortcuts, purpose over pressure. A friend of mine, Michael, once quit his high-paying job in finance to pursue a life more aligned with his values. He had no backup plan, just the belief that living with clarity and compassion would eventually lead to the right opportunities. For the first year, he struggled. His savings dwindled. Friends questioned his decision, but he committed to the 6 perfections in his daily life. He volunteered, lived simply, meditated daily, and made every decision with integrity. By the end of year 2, he had launched a mindful consulting firm. Clients came slowly then, all at once. Within 5 years, he was wealthier than before. But more importantly, he was free. His success didn't come from a sudden lucky break. It came from the quiet energy of number 6 alignment, trust, and consistent action. The energy of May 15th, 2025, as we enter the energetic portal around May 15th, number 6, invites us to look at our own lives. Where are we chasing noise instead of building structure? Where are we demanding quick wins instead of planting long-term seeds? Remember Saturn. The planet often associated with the number 6 teaches us discipline, karma, and earned success. Nothing forced, nothing fake, just real growth, layer by layer. This is a perfect time to recommit to one simple habit: journaling every morning, saving a small percentage of your income, saying no to things that don't align with your values. It may seem small, but that's the point. Great wealth, inner and outer, is rarely loud. It's built brick by brick. Your reflection for today: take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what's one small thing I can do today to honor my future self? Then do it. Quietly. Consistently. That's the path number 6 calls us to walk. Because in the end, the most abundant people aren't always the flashiest. They're the ones who've built their life moment by moment around clarity, generosity, and truth. Let number 6 lead you there. Part 2. Number 7. Listening to the silence. Within. Not all wisdom comes with noise. Sometimes the deepest truths arrive in whispers in the spaces where the world goes quiet and the soul begins to speak. That's the energy of the number 7. In Buddhist thought, 7 is considered the number of the inner seeker, the one who doesn't chase success externally, but searches for meaning within. It's the space between breaths, the pause before action, the silence where insight grows. And as we move through the spiritual current of May 15th, 2025, the number 7 offers a rare invitation. Slow down. Listen in. Reconnect. The power of stillness. In today's world, silence is rare and often uncomfortable. We fill every gap with noise phones, news, scrolling distractions. But the number 7 reminds us silence isn't emptiness. It's sacred space. When we sit in silence, we begin to hear what we've ignored: our intuition, our buried desires, our unmet needs. When you drink tea, just drink tea. That's what a Zen master once told his student who was always rushing, always multitasking. And that's what 7 teaches us. Do one thing with full presence. That's where peace and power lives. There's a man I once knew, let's call him Daniel. He had a thriving business, a busy family, and a calendar that never stopped. On the surface, he had it all. But underneath, he felt disconnected, like a ghost in his own life. One day, his doctor warned him about his blood pressure and stress. That evening, instead of turning on the TV or checking emails, he did something strange for him. He sat on the porch, in silence. Just 10 minutes. It became a habit. Each day he returned to that stillness, and something unexpected happened. He started sleeping better. He laughed more. He made one small business shift that doubled his income, but more importantly, it aligned with his true values. It wasn't the silence that changed him. It was what the silence revealed. That's the quiet magic of 7. Number 7 and the inner world. Astrologically, number 7 connects to Neptune, the planet of intuition, dreams, and higher consciousness. It doesn't deal in hard logic, but in soft knowing. The kind you feel in your bones but can't always explain. In Buddhist tradition, 7 represents the bridge between form and formlessness, the seen and the unseen. It's the reminder that not everything important can be measured. Some things like love, peace, or clarity are felt, not counted. So if you've been overwhelmed lately, if life feels too loud or directionless, number 7 is your sacred pause. Not to escape the world, but to return to it with clarity. A practice for May 15th. Try this simple ritual. Each morning, sit quietly for just 7 minutes. No phone, no goal, just breathe and observe. Ask yourself, what am I really feeling? What needs attention in me today? Write down one insight, even if it's just a word. Over time, you'll begin to hear a voice you've long ignored your own. What is your inner voice trying to tell you that the noise of the world has drowned out? Leave a comment below. I choose to listen to my inner wisdom. Let number 7 remind you the most valuable guidance is already inside you, if you're willing to listen. Part 3, number 11, the inner awakening. Some numbers feel like a quiet tap on the shoulder. Others feel like a whisper, straight to the soul. Number 11 is both. It's a number of spiritual significance across many traditions. But in the Buddhist lens, 11 isn't just a number, it's a gateway. A signal that you're being called to awaken to something deeper, something more true. As we approach May 15th, 2025, number 11 arrives not to impress you with promises, but to stir your awareness. It doesn't scream for attention. It simply asks, are you paying attention to what really matters? The sacred mirror. In Buddhism, self-awareness is the first step on the path to liberation. The Buddha taught that we create the world with our thoughts, and number 11 holds up a mirror to those thoughts. It's often called the messenger number, not because it tells you what's coming, but because it reminds you to look inward to ask questions like, am I living in alignment with my truth? Or am I just reacting to life out of habit, fear, or comfort? You see, 11 doesn't show up when life is loud. It appears in the quiet moments, in the pauses, the dreams, the gentle nudges we so often brush aside. Sophia was a single mother of 2, working a job she didn't love, just trying to survive. One night, exhausted after putting her kids to bed, she sat down and glanced at the clock. It read 11:11. Something about it made her pause. She started seeing the number more often on receipts, license plates, her morning coffee total. Curious, she began to journal, asking herself what her heart had been trying to say all along. The answer surprised her. She realized she had silenced her dream of becoming a wellness coach, something she had long abandoned out of fear. One step at a time, she began to study again. Post content online, offer sessions to friends. Within 2 years, she had built a fulfilling career around helping others heal, because she first listened to her own inner healing. It all started with the subtle, sacred nudge of 11. 11 and the energy of Uranus. Astrologically, 11 is linked with Uranus, the planet of sudden insight and spiritual awakening. Its presence brings electricity to the soul, shaking loose outdated patterns and beliefs. It's not always comfortable. Awakening rarely is, but it's real. And sometimes a single act of clarity, a choice to walk away, speak truthfully, or begin again, can ignite a new path. That's the essence of 11, your practice for May 15th. Set aside 11 minutes for silence today. No distractions, no expectations. Just breathe and ask one question. What truth have I been avoiding? You may not get an answer immediately. That's okay. But the asking itself opens the door. Write down anything that comes up, even a word, a feeling, a memory. Let it be the seed of a deeper connection to yourself. What part of you is ready to awaken? Comment below. I'm ready to follow my truth, because the magic of number 11 isn't in the number itself. It's in the moment you finally decide to listen. And when you do, the world begins to shift, not because it changed, but because you did. Part 4, number 37, transformation from within. Some numbers don't just guide us, they challenge us. They don't arrive to comfort, but to awaken. Number 37 is one of those sacred messengers. As we move into the energetic wave of May 15th, 2025, this number doesn't come with soft promises. It comes with truth, the kind that asks, are you living a life that reflects who you really are? In Buddhist wisdom, true transformation isn't about chasing something outside of ourselves. It's about removing the layers, the fear, the habits, the noise that prevent us from seeing what's already within. Shedding the old skin. The Buddha once said, just as a snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past again and again. And number 37 often shows up in life when that moment of shedding is near. You may feel it as restlessness, like you're outgrowing your job, your relationships, your own beliefs. You might not know where to go next, but you feel one thing deeply. I can't stay where I am. That is 37, speaking. Jenna was a teacher in her mid-40s, kind-hearted, dependable, but secretly feeling hollow. She had built a stable life, but had lost touch with her creative soul. Every day she walked through routines like a ghost, well-liked but emotionally invisible. One evening she stumbled upon an old journal entry from her 20s. It said, I want to write stories that heal people. It stopped her cold. She realized she had buried that dream under years of being practical. That night she wrote her first short story. In years. Then another, then more. Within a year, she self-published a collection. It didn't make her famous, but it made her feel alive again. That's the power of 37. It's not about instant reinvention. It's about returning to who you were before the world told you to be someone else. The energetic meaning of 37. Numerologically, 3 represents expression and creativity, while 7 symbolizes inner wisdom and spiritual truth. Together, 37 becomes a call to express your inner truth. It's not a comfortable number. It's a sacred nudge. It whispers, what truth have you been avoiding? What calling have you silenced? What version of yourself is patiently waiting for your courage? This is the number of the quiet revolution, not in the world, but within you. Ritual for May 15th. On this day, try this practice. Take a sheet of paper. Write down 3 things in your life that no longer feel aligned. Then write 1 small step you can take to release or shift each of them. Don't overthink it. Don't try to fix everything. Just make room for truth to re-enter your life. Are you living in truth or just surviving in comfort? Comment below. I'm ready to transform from within. Because the hardest part of change isn't doing something new. It's having the courage to let go of what's no longer real. Let number 37 be your companion in this sacred discomfort. Not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Part 5. Number 26. Grounded abundance and spiritual alignment. Some numbers carry a frequency that doesn't shake the world, it centers it. That's the energy of number 26. It doesn't arrive with fireworks. It comes like a compass, quiet, clear and steady. And as we approach May 15th, 2025, number 26 invites us to return to something many of us have drifted away from: alignment with who we are, what we value, and how we create abundance. The meaning behind 2 and 6. To understand 26, we must look at its foundation. 2 represents harmony, intuition, and cooperation. 6 represents responsibility, care, and spiritual service. Together they create a powerful combination, the balance between listening to your inner voice and acting with grounded responsibility. This is abundance not built from hustle or ego, but from living with integrity. The Buddhist perspective. In Buddhist practice, abundance isn't just about having more. It's about being in flow with life, where your actions, thoughts, and emotions move in the same direction. That's what number 26 calls us into: not scattered action, but purposeful alignment. So, if you've been feeling drained, unfocused, or like you're chasing things that don't truly satisfy you, this is your invitation to pause and ask, are my goals truly mine, or are they just expectations I've inherited? Adrian had spent years building a business that made good money, but he constantly felt overwhelmed and unfulfilled. He was working harder, earning more, but spiritually bankrupt. One day, while paying a bill, he noticed the number 26 on his invoice. Something about it made him pause. Over the next few weeks, he started seeing 26 everywhere, on receipts, clocks, even street addresses. Curious, he took a weekend to unplug, reflect, and journal. He realized he had built his entire life around performance, not purpose. So he made a bold decision. He simplified his business model, downsized his team, and focused only on projects that aligned with his deeper values. His income initially dipped, but within a year, not only had it stabilized, it had increased. More importantly, his peace of mind returned. He no longer woke up anxious. He woke up aligned. That's the quiet power of number 26. Energy for May 15th. Choose alignment over approval. As this date approaches, you may find yourself questioning what truly matters. Are you doing what you love? Are you honoring your body, your time, your relationships? Or are you performing for validation? Number 26 reminds us true wealth flows when we're fully ourselves without apology. A ritual for grounded abundance. Here's a simple practice to connect with the vibration of 26. 1. Find a quiet space. 2. Write down 2 intentions. 1 related to your inner world, peace, clarity, and 1 related to your outer world, e.g. career, finances. 3. Then list 6 small actions you can take this week that would honor both. You don't have to overhaul your life, just move with awareness. Because abundance doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing the right things for the right reasons. Are you chasing success or building a life that truly supports your soul, man? Below I choose alignment over approval. Let number 26 guide you back to your center. Because when your life matches your truth, abundance becomes the natural result. Part 6, number 35, small steps towards sacred growth. Some numbers don't come to shake your world. They come to realign it. Number 35 is one of those gentle forces. As we approach May 15th, 2025, this number invites us into a new kind of success, one that's not built on noise or speed, but on quiet alignment and intentional growth. In a world that glorifies sudden breakthroughs and overnight results, 35 whispers something different. What if slow is sacred? The deeper meaning. 3 and 5. Numerologically, 35 combines. 3. Creativity, expression, and communication. 5. Change, freedom, and exploration. Together they create a rhythm of authentic evolution, inviting you to express your truth while embracing transformation, one mindful step at a time. This is not change for the sake of novelty. This is change with soul. A Buddhist view on transformation. In Buddhist thought, real transformation doesn't come from outside events. It begins when we return to our center and live in harmony with what is real. That's exactly what 35 stands for, sir. Progress that emerges from inner clarity, rather than outer chaos. It's about asking, am I acting from alignment or anxiety? Am I growing toward peace or just productivity? The Buddha taught that enlightenment is not a lightning strike, it's a path walked with presence, intention, and compassion. That's 35 in motion. Let me tell you about Ethan. Ethan always dreamed of writing a book, but for years he convinced himself he was too busy, too tired, or just not good enough. The idea sat in his heart like a stone heavy, unmoving. One evening, feeling stuck in life and creatively numb, he saw the number 35 appear 3 times in one day, on a grocery total, a train platform, and even in a random ad. Curious and slightly amused, he took it as a sign. He made a promise, just 1 page a day. That 1 page became a ritual. It didn't disrupt his life. It fit into it quietly, respectfully. Within a year, the book was done. It didn't become a bestseller, but it changed him. It reminded him that devotion, not drama, is what brings dreams to life. That is the essence of 35. The invitation of May 15th. On or around this date, pay attention to the small stirrings. A hobby you've abandoned, a conversation you've been avoiding, a desire you keep postponing. This is not the week to force change. It's the week to begin honoring it one sacred step at a time. The universe rarely screams. It nudges. And number 35 is that nudge, a ritual for gentle progress. Here's a ritual to help you move with intention. 1. Write down one area of your life where you long for change. 2. Underneath, list 3 small actions you could take that feel kind, not overwhelming. 3. Commit to doing just 1 this week. This is how sacred growth works. Not with pressure, but with presence. What small step have you been avoiding that could open a big door? Comment below. I grow 1 step at a time with purpose. Let number 35 remind you that real success isn't loud. It's lived in quiet moments repeated with care. And sometimes all it takes to change your life is just 1 aligned step. Part 7. Buddhist Wealth Practices. The Inner Blueprint for True Abundance. What if wealth wasn't something you had to chase, but something you could cultivate? In Buddhist philosophy, true prosperity isn't measured by numbers in your bank account, but by the harmony between your intention, action, and spirit. When these elements align, abundance becomes a natural result, not a desperate pursuit. So as you absorb the meaning behind the 6 lucky numbers for May 15th, 2025, consider this. How are you preparing your inner soil for external wealth to grow? Here are 5 core Buddhist wealth principles that you can begin practicing today. No lottery ticket required. 1. Dana, the power of generosity. If beings knew as I know the result of giving and sharing, they would not eat without having given. The Buddha. In Buddhism, the act of giving dana is the first and most important step on the path to wealth. Not because it decreases what you have, but because it opens the flow of abundance. When we give, whether it's time, kindness, resources, or attention, we signal to the universe that we trust its generosity. And in that trust, more opportunities flow to us. Start small. Buy someone a coffee. Offer help with no agenda. Give anonymously. You'll be amazed how quickly life begins giving back. 2. Right livelihood. Earning without harm. Wealth gained through deceit, manipulation, or harm may offer short-term rewards, but it never brings peace. One of the pillars of the Eightfold Path is right livelihood. Earning income in a way that aligns with compassion and integrity. Ask yourself, does the work I do uplift or exploit? Am I proud of what I create in the world? Would I still do this if no one was watching? When your work aligns with your heart, it becomes not just a job, but a form of practice. And through that, wealth gains a deeper meaning. 3. Mindfulness. Wealth begins in the mind. A clear mind is a magnet for abundance. A cluttered one repels it. When we're reactive, fearful, or distracted, we make poor decisions, miss opportunities, and burn energy on things that don't serve us. But when we develop a habit of mindfulness, whether through meditation, breathwork, or conscious pause, we become aware of our spending, our motives, and our values. Try this simple daily check-in. Is this decision coming from clarity or from fear? That one question can shift your entire financial life. 4. Karma. Intentions create outcomes. In Buddhist teaching, karma means action and result. It's not punishment, it's natural consequence. If you plant seeds of honesty, service, and patience, you harvest trust, support, and abundance. If you plant greed and impatience, you reap stress and instability, even if it comes wrapped in money. Wealth built through ethical actions lasts. It supports others, heals systems, and creates ripples of prosperity beyond your own life. So every financial decision, how you earn, spend, or give matters. 5. Contentment. Gratitude is the foundation of fortune. He who is content is rich. Lao Tzu. The final and often most overlooked wealth practice is contentment. In a world that screams more, Buddhism invites us to whisper enough. When you deeply appreciate what you already have, you stop radiating scarcity and start attracting peace. Try this nightly ritual. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. Include at least one non-material blessing. Feel it, don't just list it. This isn't about settling. It's about receiving the present moment fully so that the future has space to arrive. Wealth is not what you chase, it's what you become aligned with. Comment below. I create abundance through wisdom, kindness, and purpose. Because when your energy matches your values, and your values match your actions, wealth in all its forms will find its way to you. At first glance, these 6 numbers for May 15th, 2025 may seem like simple digits, 6, 7, 11, 26, 35, and 37. But beneath them lies something far deeper. A map, a mirror, a message. Not about chasing luck, but about aligning with it. Not about forcing success, but about becoming the kind of person success is drawn to. Each number has whispered a different truth. Be patient. Be present. Be honest. Be intentional. Most of all, be in tune with your inner wisdom. Because in a noisy world obsessed with more, the quiet path of mindful living becomes the greatest rebellion and the most sustainable route to wealth, peace, and joy. So now the question isn't, will I be lucky? It's, am I ready to live in a way that attracts my deepest abundance? Comment below. I walk in clarity and purpose. Like this video, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another moment of transformation. Your journey to wealth has already begun. Now walk it with grace, with presence, and with power.